Bruh.
This thing not turning. Oh, here we go.
Let me go ahead and get the Facebook situation cracking.
Figure since we're eating breakfast, I have on pajamas.
And I just woke up and my eyes are barely open.
Bruh, funk.
And I don't even know what it looked like to wake up at 10 o'clock. I be thinking my life over if I wake up at 7.
Well, I get up at 4:30 every morning. Well, my first alarm goes off at 4:30.
At 4:30, your first alarm.
That's my first alarm. That's because the first alarm is never gonna wake me up. I don't care. So first alarm go for 4:30 and I get up by 5.
That ain't too bad. I've seen worse.
But see, I'm sorry, I have 3 alarms set because it's a constant turning the alarm off. And that's what it is. So when that first alarm go off, I'm like, all right, then I have to go back and turn this one off, and then this one off, and then this one off. And I have to keep doing that randomly, and it gets me up because I be done. So
yeah, you definitely normally what I like to do for a while, I would get up at I think definitely the first 3 years of my career, I would always get up on Mondays at 4 o'clock. I wouldn't do that the whole week though, but I get up
Mondays
at 4 o'clock.
At 4, what, you prepping for the week?
Nah, I just like getting up early. It's kind of like setting a tone. I always put it on Facebook. I get up at 4.
Oh, Lord, you are a true educator. Listen.
And a quick thing, I guess we are doing breakfast. I know one of my mentors, a guy named Alan Tate. I remember I stayed with him for about a week before I ended up moving somewhere else. And I remember I got up at 6 on a Saturday. I thought I was doing something. I think I was maybe 29, 28 at the time. Anyway, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting up at 6. I'm all set up, listening to my videos, preparing for the day, thinking I'm doing something big. Then I went up to my room, the room I was staying in, and I came back down. I saw there was a journal on I guess the kitchen table where I had set up. And then he had came down fully clothed. He had been up since 3:45. I'm like, 3:45? Right, this is Saturday.
Hey, we live now.
Well, I mean, that's
live. You ain't saying nothing inappropriate, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, hands up, 7 up. You live, dog.
Yeah. But yeah, that kind of made me really think about little stuff like that, getting up early, doing all that. Because it'll show up eventually.
I don't know. I've been doing it. I've been getting away with it for a long, long time. So
I'm a morning person anyway. I mean, I think Charlamagne the guy, he made a good point one time. He said the people that are truly great, they're either going to sleep at 5 o'clock or they're getting up at 5 o'clock. And some people, of course, get up earlier than that.
What y'all having for breakfast this morning?
Man, I woke up too late. I'm gonna end up having some sandwich meat, man.
Jeremiah got a Chick-fil-A again.
Yeah, man. Once I get the sandwich meat off up in me, I'm gonna be straight.
Well, I came prepared this morning.
All right, wait a second. So, all right.
Don't put that in the food group.
What do you got? Show it, Dad. What you got, dog? I ain't see it.
What you mean put it in food group? But ain't nothing but some scrambled eggs.
No,
oranges off my tree in my backyard.
Hey, man, you gonna be done with that before the preview even start.
Say what?
I mean, that ain't my typical breakfast, homie. My typical breakfast is a lot. Before I could eat it all, my typical breakfast was like,
hey, man,
playing, man.
Like, huh?
The diet, the surgery is even more expensive because you got to buy new clothes, dude. That thing is swallowing you.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a new. I had to buy me a new belt for sure. So I still have some room to lose before I'm gonna go buy some new clothes. So yeah, I got some scrambled eggs with some white cheese, white cheddar inside, a piece of uncured sausage, and some oranges off my tree in my backyard.
Well, excuse me, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you cooking, Kendrick?
Fresh oranges.
Oh, okay. I'm keeping it simple because the Bulldogs ain't gonna do. I mean, I'm keeping it simple. I'm cooking omelets for breakfast this morning. I'm an omelet casserole kind of guy. Like I like to throw all my stuff together and just eat it. So
Dang. Look, I'm sitting up here. I'm looking at what we doing for the show. How did I know that Bulldogs and the Pros was gonna come up?
They did.
Now I said I asked, like, could we highlight the games that they're gonna be playing in on Sunday since we're on a Saturday show? And if not, I just said at the end.
Bulldogs and Pro.
I mean,
Yeah,
hey, Kendrick, have you ever watched what's that show? The Greenleaf?
I have not watched Greenleaf. No.
No, there's a point on there where the youngest daughter, they always get mad at her because like every other episode is almost like Tommy not having a job. She always preach. She want to preach about a series.
Oh.
She always got a series that she want to preach.
Gotcha.
Why do y'all
saying that
have
in
such an
reference-
issue, having an issue highlighting our Bulldogs that are in the pros? You have a
It's
problem
not
with
an
it?
issue. Just it's funny. It's just, no, I think not saying that it's funny. That it's. I think AJ made it funny because he's like, here we go with this. It's just funny to me. I ain't got a problem.
You know
with
what?
it.
We ain't gotta mention it. I'll do it myself on my own. Real talk.
It's just funny, dog. It's just funny. It's
You know,
just
I
funny.
mean, here the thing is.
I got no problem talking about it.
I'm gonna say this. These are guys that we're gonna potentially want to come on this show, and if we have a
Absolutely.
problem highlighting what they're gonna play on, what games they're gonna play in the NFL, then why should they come on our show? Real talk.
No, it's
5 minutes later.
Whatever, Jeremiah. I'm really starting to really get numb to your haterness every week.
That's a word.
You know, so
the word now, baby. Deal with it.
That's it, value.
So I have sausage going. I'm not gonna do it all the way. I didn't do my eggs and my peppers and all that because the sauce, it's all in the salsa, so that'll work. Let me share this, man, because I want my ball players to see this as well. Where is
What that Mouse Point defense do last night?
Slept and got some rest, I hope. We were off.
Yeah.
The district champs undefeated in the district. We have Lawrence County coming up. You asked me too early.
Hey, y'all really turned it around, huh?
Quickly. It's simple.
Is it because of your excellent defensive prowess?
No. It is because it's all about motivation, really, man. You know, if you got kids that's motivated to play for you, that's where that's where it's at. Because you're gonna keep talent in Mars Point. I mean, we rich with talent.
Always, y'all. Even when y'all
Kendrick,
have a down year.
So Kendrick, the question is, now that you've been able to turn around Moss Point's defense and get them to where they're back to their original status, would that mean that Kendrick Vivians might be ready for a head coaching job?
Let me get my. Like I said, let me share, dude. Hold on, you get me in the good stuff. Let me share. So I share my dude, you boy. Hey, hold on.
Oh, your horses.
Hey, who say, hold on, let me share. I got to share. I'm trying.
You're like, man, I can't talk about myself right now. I'm trying to get this share.
That cook is second nature, baby. All right, I'm gonna share with my ball players real quick.
Turn it on gallery view. There you go.
It is on gallery.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was just my internet catching up.
Yeah, I just turned it on there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Like I say,
I'm gonna share it on my page
don't
real
stop.
quick.
Breakfast.
I'm gonna do
Did you violate breakfast with the
I'm doing
Black Dog?
keto, right? I just went and got some roast beef and some cheese right fast because I woke up too late and I'm the host, so I don't have the opportunity of being able to cook on air. But that's okay. You feel me? But I got me some roast beef and a little bit of Sargento aged Swiss and some pickles.
Sargento.
Pickles, yeah, Sargento. And I got me some orange juice, so I'm gonna be good.
Orange
it's gonna be the
juice.
bomb.
I have orange juice as well.
I had some country pleasing sausage, right? And I'll go cut it up and pan fry that with some eggs. I'll go make some French toast to go along with it. It was gonna be the bomb. But real ninja food around and stayed asleep. I don't know what happened.
We have
Hey,
amazing hosts,
so
everybody.
speaking of country pleasing sausage, man, I mean, I heard it tastes real good. You know if they got uncured sausage, country pleasing?
I'm wearing a country pleasing shirt, by the way.
I had to ask, yeah. So I had to hit them up, see if they got country pleasing. You know, maybe we can get them to sponsor us, you know. Who knows? They
Well,
sponsor a lot of bulldogs.
that's y'all boy Matt Wyatt. You know what I'm saying? We need to get him back on here, see if we can make that happen.
Yeah, Matt probably can answer that question since I can only eat uncured sausage and bacon now.
Right.
AJ, by the way, I have orange juice this morning too, but I'm gonna add this in it.
What is that?
Grenadine.
Yeah.
Man,
What?
you the drunk uncle of the podcast.
That's just flavor, dude. That's syrup. What do you mean?
But you put grenadine in the alcoholic beverages.
And on top of that, you're a Southern soul singer. That don't make it no better.
Hello, somebody.
New age Bobby Rush.
look, I'll take it now. See, I don't do it all the time. It's like you said, you just created something for me, so I just run with it. Yeah, so that's how I roll. I just run with what I run with. I take that and I'm running with it. But
you don't want to hear not a damn.
Look at this though. What does this say? Look at that.
Light.
Yes, sir. All right, Jeremiah, whenever you're ready to talk to me, you can talk to me now.
I was saying, so are you going to be able to parlay this great performance by Moss Point into a head coaching gig after the season?
Well, that's a great question. I really hadn't thought about that until like midway through this season, to be honest with you, because I started looking at my personal resume. Then I look at other head coaches' resumes in the state of Mississippi, and I'm like, wait a minute. I think I'm on path, do this. And I feel like with head coaching, it's more about leadership than X's and O's when it comes to the head coach part.
Shout out Joe Morehead.
You need to know your stuff. You definitely need to know your stuff, right? But when it's all said and done, you got to trust your offense, defense coordinators. And, you just pretty much you running that thing, right? So I really feel like, just being a softball coach and a baseball coach and a track coach and a head middle school football coach. Like I've been a head coach in different, positions. Well, different sports, when I should say. And so, I think it's time for me to start looking. Time to start looking, definitely.
All right. If anybody offer you a head coaching position in the Delta, don't take it.
Hey, look, no, you have to apply. I ain't gonna say you have to apply, but in my position, I think I would have to apply because I don't have a name. Ain't nobody just gonna call me like, "Hey, bro, I see you down there. Come get the job," unless somebody know me or something like that.
Well, the whole fraternity thing is big in the Delta, so you'll get something off that alone.
Well, people know that you used to be bullying. You missing that.
About the fraternity thing, man, you'll be amazed. Or you probably wouldn't be amazed. Like every game, it seems like it's a referee or a coach or somebody. Because my head coach right now, and athletic director, he's an Omega as well. And so we be on the headset, he be like, yep, he the bros, that guy the bros. And it's usually the one that's messing us over. Right, because that's how he end up telling me it's the bros, because I'm like, man, this dude is tripping. He's tripping. He say, he the bros, right? I'm like, God, wow. This Q-Dog stuff ain't about me. I should have been something else. That's a joke.
I didn't know you'd be a Q-Dog.
Bros watching, that's a joke. Don't come down here trying to wreck me.
In the Delta, they do a lot of hiring based off of that type of stuff.
Well, that's the business. In any level.
Hiring based on that everywhere. I lost time on the job to your fraternity brother because one of his frat brothers wanted the job, and that's who got the job. And I wasn't upset. Right? It happens. It happens, bro.
On every level, it happens, man. I'm not saying it's right, but hey, it's a benefit to us.
What's the quote? Membership has its benefits. So,
everybody talks about that, but one of the things that I think about, even when I was in college and times after college, a decent percentage of the jobs I got just because I knew not some big person, but knew somebody that worked at the job.
Yeah, somebody
put a good word in. It's,
I
it's
mean,
what it is.
the reason why I got my job back now is because I worked 8 years at the hospital with the doctors who needed an IT professional. So I was comfortable at Breck, and they were like, "Hey, Derek, you want to come home?" I was like, "Sure." So
I mean,
Okay.
and,
Hey,
and it made logical sense. Go ahead, AJ.
hey. First of all, we need to actually start talking about football. The
oh
same
yeah, yeah.
thing that I'm gonna say is that I'm like the Ray Deshaun. I ain't never asked Nan Ninja for nothing. I took the heart away. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is
I'm
this.
sorry, dude.
First thing we're gonna talk about is the tweet from Paul Feinbaum, well, via Todd Blackledge. Says that Mississippi State linebacker Errol Thompson told him that players who have left the program made business decisions, and there is no buy-in problem for the remaining players in the locker room. So my question to y'all, as a matter of fact, I didn't even properly start off, okay? First of all, you already know what it is. We the Black Dogs. I'm Arthur Hosey of the class of 2008. My co-host Jeremiah, class 2008. You already know what it is with that.
Graduated.
Bullet the Bulldog, Kendrick Vivians, now though that he stands up, notice that this man does not have his hands up. I'm gonna leave Derek alone. Derek, our favorite, Valley grad. We love this guy to death, you know what I'm saying? He represented Dave. Second of all, he made a big move in his health. You down how many pounds now, Derek?
100.
100 pounds, okay?
Wow.
So, we want to be positive about a black man who is out here eating to live. If you were watching earlier, he was talking about how he can't eat cured sausages anymore, or he won't eat cured sausages. I don't think he's physically unable. So we want to recognize that, you feel me? And yes, we didn't say it before, but we just want to bring it up again. So, what'd you say?
Real quick for the future references, I graduated from Mississippi State as well.
I know you graduated.
I know, but you just I want people to understand. Like you said, everybody else graduated. Now they're gonna be thinking, I'm just out here.
I tied Derek. I say while he's staying tough, notice that this man does not have his hands up. What year, Derek? I mean, not Derek. What year?
03. 03, man.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Sir. All right, I'm sorry. I wanted to make sure that our viewers know that, we all educated on here. That's all.
You know that meme where the person started doing math in their head? Like when you said 03, that's what came into my head.
You try to say how old I am, huh?
I was like, wait a second.
So where were you getting your master's when you came back the second time?
No, actually, I changed my whole thing because I was like, this theater thing ain't gonna work for me, right? So I was like, I got to do something. That's when I was trying to get into coaching and stuff like that. That's when I actually tried to get into coaching. So I was going for a teaching and coaching degree, like a dual degree. So I was going back for a teaching and coaching degree, and I was like, man, forget this. And so I ended up going the alternate route, and that's how AJ, you got.
I'm gonna say, why you just didn't go the alternate route for coaching?
Because I didn't know nothing about it. Okay. So eventually, I found out about it, and that's when I went the alternate route, and so the rest is history. All right, I apologize. Go ahead, AJ.
All right, so Mississippi State linebacker Errol Thompson told him the players who have left the program made business decisions. I'm going to assume he was talking about Kylan Hill, but whatever. And there's no buy-in problem for the remaining players in the locker room. So, do y'all actually buy that in light of recent events? Or do you think that the purge is being successful? I feel in my heart, my spirit is telling me to go to Brother Thomas. What's cracking?
Man, it's kind of hard to. I mean, I guess he can speak for himself and possibly the players he's talked to. Maybe they had a team meeting, and after that team meeting, everybody probably are agreeing that, hey, we're going to come together as a team to ensure that we try to salvage our season. But you never know what the future could hold. No one thought that we would be without Kylan Hill 4 games into the season. No one thought that we would have a total of 8 Bulldogs possibly gone from the team. So for right now, I'm gonna say, yeah, I believe it. until there's another issue with playing time or just the issues with the team as far as struggling.
Bro, you are literally the only person on this podcast who has a problem leaving their calendars going 4 games into the season. The rest of the podcast more surprised that he lasted 4 games into the season. But speaking of which, I went to Derek. Of course, I got to go to Jeremiah next. So what do you think about this statement about everybody else made business decisions? They don't have a buy-in problem in the locker room.
Honestly, first, I mean, I think it's kind of not two-sided, but kind of almost like he's talking out of both sides of his mouth. Or, you know, it's a little politically correct. I think some of it, of course, he can't say like, oh, yeah, we still having issues. He can't exactly say that. But at the same time, I find the business decision comment to be a bit interesting that he would say that. But I think everybody has to look at the fact that outside of Colin Hill, I mean, none of the other players were significant contributors that we can't replace. I mean, it's debatable if Colin Hill is even in a position where it's like, oh, we have to replace him. I mean, did he really impact the team in that way? So you really have to look at that. So, and then you throw in all the other headaches and things like that. Because I think it's kind of like with Johnny Manziel and Texas A&M. Like Johnny Manziel, and he was a much better player in college than Colin Hill was, but a lot of people from Texas A&M say that he's the one that kind of jacked up the culture. So let's look at this. You know, the rumor thing out there is not confirmed. There's no source that 100% confirmed this. But, you know, the thing that they put out there about Colin Hill is that he went off on Mike Leach in the locker room and had some things to say to him. Now, apparently Leach had some things to say back. And surprisingly, he's not on the team anymore. So I think those are things you have to look at. So you have to look at it this way. One of the reasons everybody within the program and even publicly, they kept talking about discipline and why they got rid of Moorhead. Because, I mean, it just goes our wins and losses. Technically, our win-loss record wasn't that bad. Yes, we weren't as good as we were supposed to be, but, I mean, who are we? We're not Florida State or Alabama. We really can't really take that stance. So was that a strong enough reason to fire the coach and say that it wasn't going anywhere? Probably not. So it had to do with the overall discipline of the program. So if the discipline was off, and I'm sorry for being a little long-winded right now, just kind of give a third explanation, but I think you have to look at the reason they got rid of Moorhead because he essentially couldn't control his classroom or control his team. And then, so I tie that back into the Colin Hill conversation. One of the biggest things here, he can't control the team. The players think they can do what they want. They think this, and this. So who would be the physical embodiment, representation of that? You really got to think about that. So player who always on Twitter, always has cryptic messages, emotional, doesn't play hard all the time. Yes, he worked out and he does all the things that look good on Twitter and Instagram. But when it comes to actually being the leader of a football team, I think people can't give him some leadership credit because he got emo and tweeted something that his own brother friends didn't even believe when he actually tweeted it out. He's giving credit for getting the key to the city I'm from because he tweeted something in emotion. He wasn't a leader. He wasn't anything like that. So those are kind of like the things that Colin Hill represents. So you telling me a kid who's supposed to this high character kid that got the key to the city, that this whole movement, and that didn't earn him enough favor to stay on the team, that should tell you something. That's all I'm saying.
You're attacking that man's
I don't think there's a buy-in problem.
Wait. Derek, leave some of that for the next topic, okay? Leave a little bit of it. First of all, I want to point out the beauty of the fact that we have a podcast where I can sit here and eat ponchos, queso in Lucas for breakfast, and that we got a guy, a shadowy figure who looks like he's on a drug dealing documentary, literally whipping in the kitchen on a podcast. I feel like on that, y'all ever seen that movie Bamboozle? That movie Bamboozle where they say N-words is a wonderful thing. Like that's like the mood right now. Okay. So Kendrick, same question to you. Do you believe that there's no locker room problem left whatsoever at Mississippi State University?
Just speaking off, general speculation or just I think because I don't have any facts. All right, so I'm just speaking off I think. I don't think it's probably any locker room problems what reason I'm saying that is just, hey, dude, you don't. Now with Colin, everybody knows that situation. Well, everybody knows it, but I think some people are blind to it or don't want to believe it or want to, understand it. But here's the deal: you have a guy, like you say, that hadn't played a full game in how long? Wait. Let me take that back. If he's rushing for 1,000 yards in that game, he's healthy. But look at this boy. You just got cheese. You distracted me. All right, so but anyway,
my beard.
If he's killing the game, he's gonna play the whole game. If he's doing aight or not getting what he's should be getting or think he should get, he comes up limp. You know what I'm saying? So that part. All right, with that aside, I'm thinking about everybody else. Was that a problem or was it just simple? Like he said a purge before all these people start leaving. So
he wasn't playing.
Right. Was it a locker room problem or was he dead serious? Like, bruh, some of these folks ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna get rid of some of them. You know what I'm saying? And then I saw from one of our former guests and one of the go-to guys in the other pages, he was like, if you think these people left on their own, if they left on their own, you got another thing coming. Like that ain't the case. This dude is like, dude, it ain't it. And I'm so tired of the discipline word because first of all, they say ain't no discipline. I ain't talking about you, Jeremiah, because I know you live, eat, and breathe this. But you got people that it's no discipline in the locker room, and can't tell you what you mean by discipline. First of all, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no discipline. What are you talking about? And they have no clue. And then somebody, a potential future guest, Tyler Russell, came on one of the pages, and he started.
Seriously?
He started shutting everybody down. Like, look, shut up. If you're not in that locker room, you have no clue what's going on. And it was like one of the most, the people that always, talk about, it's no discipline this, discipline that. Like, how do you know there ain't no discipline in there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't know what's actually going on to make this happen or that happen or this happen. That's why I started off by saying, I have no facts. I'm just going off what I think. But I'm looking at the simple fact that, man, you look at who's leaving. I mean, and like somebody was saying, it was a thing about Florida. I was watching a thing on Florida yesterday, SC story about the Cuban receiver. All right. And they were saying like they was throwing the ball all over the place. Then another coach came in and said he want them linemen with the big necks. So that means he wanted to run the ball. And so it just changed up the whole identity of the offense. It's the same thing with us. We recruited to do what?
Right.
Yeah, that's what we recruited for. So now you got, we got to change the whole thing up. You have like possession receivers, but now he needs some receivers to go. Shavers look good and big and pretty, but is he a go-getter? Like I'm gone, I'm burning you.
Well, he really is gone now.
Yeah, absolutely. Or was he like a, God rest his soul, was he a Bad Force One kind of guy? Because that's one of my favorite receivers anyway. But he wasn't about to run past nobody. He was I'm gonna get position on you. I'm gonna body you up. I'm gonna make these plays. Like he's one of my favorite ones. Like that's what Shavers gave me. Anyway, Cam Gardner started the first couple of games, disappeared. You know what I'm saying? He's not running past anybody. He's like that big guy that's gonna get position, maybe get position, and then catch some balls. He needs some go-getters, some guys. We need some
smoke.
Some true 4-4s. Like I've always said, our 4-4s don't look like Georgia 4-4s.
They run away from people.
Yeah. Our 4-4s don't look like it. I'm like, who's timing these dudes? Because they're like, okay, this dude runs a 4-3 or 4-4. I'm like, where?
Well, that's hand time. It's hand time.
Well, since you bring it up,
running what?
Well, Kendrick, since you bring it up 4-4,
Go ahead.
A young man who we've really yet to see impact the game offensively, Lee Dietrich. Tulu, hasn't really been able to impact the field on the field. What do you think about him?
Which one now?
Tulu.
You talking the freshman?
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, he's probably a lot of times a freshman is not on the field. It's one of two things. It's a learning curve, or it's simple fact that he has all the physical abilities. He's just raw, like physically, because like you got a lot of kids that's okay, he has the speed, the size, the moves, all that kind of stuff, but don't know how to play with it. You know, because I've seen kids, especially offensively, that doesn't know how to put their foot in the ground and get up the field, or doesn't know how to find that crease or anything like that. So it could be something of that. Or if he's a receiver, does not know how to get that outside leverage, to get that slant, to get that DB on skates, and then cut back on the inside, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So might be little stuff like that.
I would say, if I can interject there, I would say, I think kind of going with what Kendrick is saying, you got to like, yeah, he is a freshman. So there's two things with it. Our system, and I was thinking as you were saying, Kendrick, is really about our receivers also being very smart. And I'm saying our receivers are dumb, but in this system, you don't, as another person who's co-hosted, been on this show as a guest, Reggie Harris is, they got to learn how to run the spots. They're not running a route. They're not, oh, you're running an out route, you're running a crossing route, and it's going to be there. No, you're going to run there, but you might see two linebackers, so you might have to go behind them or go around, and it takes time to adjust to that. So a guy like Tulu, there's two things with it. Of course, he probably didn't see that in high school. He's coming from lower level. I think he played at Philadelphia or a small school. So he's going against guys he's just physically just way better than. It don't matter what scheme they're running, he's just going to embarrass them. So when you get to the college level, you're going to get shook. Guys run out there that first game, and they're like, man, this ain't what I thought it is. It's like the speed of the game. Because even when I talk to Reggie about like the college games, or we're watching the game, Reggie can watch it in real time and see everything that's going on. I might notice the same thing, but I have to go back and watch film or watch like the replay of the game, because I can't keep up with the speed the way he can. That's just like with anything. So anybody know, like, in even when you, like, I play high school ball, and it'd be different when you in practice, and then when you're in the actual game, the speed is different, the adrenaline, all that stuff is just different. So it's a different type of mentality. So imagine you step that up to the college level, you go from practice and everybody like, oh man, Tulu killing it. Then you get out there, you're going against DBU, LSU the first game. What happens then? You 5'10" playing on the outside versus a talented corner. It should be noted that our corners that dominate, our receivers that dominate LSU are all 6'4", 6'5". Tulu's like, what, 5'9", 5'10"? So you really have to look at that. So it may not mean he's not a good player. It just may mean like he just, as I think it may be more what Kendrick's saying, it might be a learning curve thing.
Right, bad boy, baby. So I don't know how we ended up from talking about
well, Kendrick was talking about speed,
locker room to that, but it was healthy. I liked it, you know what I'm saying? But now we get to everybody's favorite topic, as Kylan Hill turns.
You should play the music and everything, bro.
I'm not trying to get a copyright situation going.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so
I think you can play it for like a couple of seconds and not incur anything, right?
Wait. I'm trying to. Do I even know the right song? Wait a second. Okay.
As the world turns.
Yeah,
you can just go.
Let's do it next week. Let's do it next week.
Well, listen, listen. We might need. Wait, that might be good publicity though. Let's don't take that L to make something happen.
Wait, first of all, I'm trying to figure out.
You don't own the rights to this music.
Yeah, that's all we gotta do is put in that. Wait a second. Okay. So. I want the other one. What's the one where it's like doom 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 doom?
That's Young and the Restless. Young and the Restless. Young and the Restless. That's Young and the Restless.
Okay.
Everybody should know them. Everybody know who Victor and
Victor
and
I'm not ashamed to say I grew up watching soap operas.
Oh goodness! So. Wait a second. Wait. Oh goodness. Wait, really? It's freaking
YouTube
Mike Espy. It's Mike Espy. I'm so tired of Mike Espy.
Oh, voicemail?
And he sound like Coach O.
Now I'm sick of I'm Mike Espy, and I approve this message.
I hate to be that way, but he sound like Coach O to me. And you come in and be like, hello, I'm Mike Espy, and I want you to vote for me on November 3rd. And I'm like,
it's a little more ashy. It's more ashy than grouchy.
And I be like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be cheering for LSU. Am I supposed to be voting against Cindy Hyde Smith? Am I supposed to be making America great again? I'm not really clear. I know he has like some type of vocal thing going on. Okay.
Oh, you got the music?
Yes.
It's kind of low.
Okay.
No more drama.
So can you hear it now?
Yes.
Okay. Join us for another episode of As Kylan Hill Turns. Is he gonna go pro? Is he actually gonna play? What does he have to say on Twitter this week? We have no idea. Neither does he.
Is his aunt gonna tweet the show?
I mean,
He probably will now.
Wait a second. Let me say this about the group. I'm tired of folks in the group talking about, man, that's my cousin. I'm like, y'all sit up here and shit on people every freaking week. You know, talk about how sorry this person is, and that person is, and that person is. Now, because it's your cousin, you want us to not say anything, and you trying to catch everybody outside. First of all, you know, I'm in the same place every day, like dude said on Beef, okay? It is what it is. Okay, so, Kylan Hill, are we glad? Is the drama finally over? I have a feeling that it's not. I just have a feeling that it's not. Why do I have a feeling that some crap might happen, like this fool try and come back to the team, or he go announce that he going to Jackson State for the culture? By the way, if that happens, I want credit that we called it first, okay? That he gonna try and do some crap like say he going to a HBCU for the culture or something like that. I just have a feeling that it ain't over, okay? So, ironically, I'm not going to start with Derek. I'm not going to start with Jeremiah. I am going to start with Brother Vivian's, who apparently go spend the whole show cooking.
Like, man, that better be a 5-star meal.
No, I made 2 omelets. I had to make one for the missus in the back. So yeah.
I'm saying Kendrick on some WTF stuff. That's how long they
I can't be here cooking and smashing and then come on my mind. So I had to cook it up, dude. I'm almost done with this second one though. But go ahead and set your question up for me. What's up?
All right. So like I say, is this Kylan Hill drama over? And if it is, are you happy to be done with it?
Is the season over?
I should have played Chrisette and Michelle, blame it on me, say it's my fault. As long as you say it's over, that would have been appropriate. But
Can I
ask you glad it's over? Okay, so are you glad that this whole Kylan Hill situation is over, allegedly?
It's not over. Is he in a pro uniform?
No.
It's not over. It's not until he's rocking. Who's the best team in the league? Kansas City.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chefs. They got 2 million running backs though.
I'm saying, but he'll be in one of them teams because he's not gonna be like one of those desperate teams that's like, hey, I need somebody. He'll be like, yeah, we'll give him a shot. He's gonna be on one of those teams because y'all know how I feel about the guy. Athletically, I mean, got tools and stuff, but he's like one of those guys that I feel like never got over that curve of learning how to play the position. You know what I'm saying? I said this last week. You know, Columbus High's finest.
He run to the outside every time that he see a defender.
Every time. Oh, he's studying. Oh, he's the. Maybe he should go to track and field and run the hurdles. I don't know.
Not fast enough.
But that's the thing. But like I said, I wish for the best. But to answer your question, I do not think it's over. Because the simple fact, you know, until we see he's signed with an agent, he's out of school, and all that, I think it's gonna be something every week. Because for some reason, as a 22-year-old young man, he still, you know, he, like you said, he tweets. He wants that drama. He wants that attention, you know, and hopefully somebody can grab him and get him right. You know, I mean, it did kind of work out for us, one of his tweets, you know. But the other ones is like hurting him, you know, and it's like, dude, stop, cool, you know, chill. So I don't think it's over with. He's gonna have something to say. Like when we beat Alabama today, he's gonna have something to say about that today. He's gonna say, "My brothers, good game. Can't wait to be with y'all next week," or some crap like that. You know,
It should be noted from a source.
It really sounds like what you would say.
So what?
I say that literally sounds like one of his tweets, and then it's gonna be like a gorilla emoji or something like that.
And he gonna walk in the locker room. It's gonna be like Will Smith if he come back.
And he ain't gonna spell brothers as brothers. It's gonna be like BRUDDAS brothers.
That's how this generation talk, man.
But
Yeah.
look, either that or we lose to Alabama, and it's like, you know what? It was hard to see my brothers out there going to war. It's on next week, you know, or it's up there next week, something like that. You know, I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
You need to make a Kylan Hill parody account because those is so spot on.
That was about right, bro. That's about right, isn't it?
Yes, that's the way all his tweets be, and then it's gonna be like some highlights of him with NBA YoungBoy in the background or something like that. You know, one of those.
And folks gonna be tweeting Jay Short. Jay Short, is that you with a Kylan Hill burner account?
Like,
that's it for me. I'm gonna let you, because I looked at the time. It's 10:40. Y'all, let's keep it moving.
oh yeah. All right, so Jeremiah Short, same thing. Is this malarkey over?
I think it is. Ain't no way a coach gonna let you miss 3 games and you hadn't practiced with the team in 3 weeks. Then you just come back and like, hey, we're just gonna let you get back in. Like, why? At this point, it's just let's move on. I think it's over with. I think no, it's over with. I'm not even gonna belabor the point. I think just the logistics of it. He ain't gonna let no player miss no 3 weeks, then come back like, hey, I'm back. Like, oh, okay. Like, and I think that's pretty much what it is. So I think it's done. I think they need to make an official statement, though. I don't think they can't be on some, I heard. Like, come on, man. Like, this is a jerk. Come on, bro. You heard that your star player is, going to the pros. Like, come on, dude. Like, give us more than that.
Here's the thing, though, Jay. It might not even have to be him coming back to the team. You know what I'm saying? He's still a part, he's still a part of us, kind of, so to speak. So not necessarily him coming back to play. It's, is he still going to be in the, not necessarily the news, but in Mississippi State football news? What do you think about that?
I doubt it. I just don't see it. I mean, he's too busy trying to hang out with local jokers right now. So I think he does need to just start preparing for the draft. And really, I think he need to get somebody to get a public relations person. I'm not even saying that as a joke. Because really got to think about once he goes into those interviews, Kendrick, it looks so weird right now. It's like it shows like just your hat. It's like a hat food.
Halloween, baby.
Bro.
I'm playing tricks on me.
It's Halloween. Go ahead, man. What you saying?
Anyway, no, I think he definitely needs to get like a public relations person and train him on the right things to say during the interview. Because if he bombed them interviews, I personally think he won't get drafted. I think everybody get like he will get drafted. Like he don't have top end speed. He's suspect versus the block to block. Yes, he can't catch the ball at the backfield. He's a solid runner, but he's not durable if you go by the way he gets hurt every game. Even if we think he's fake or he's more durable than we think he is, he does get hurt every game. So if you're a scout, as I think they said Shannon Sharp, watching Undisputed, Shannon Sharp said hurt in college, hurt in the pros. He said the same thing about Tua. So what do you think gonna happen with Colin? And he has drama. Now NFL teams don't want Colin Kaepernick and some of these other guys because the stuff they did. You done made a tweet and got a flag change with white owners. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. I think we're just banking that he's gonna get drafted, but his talent isn't prodigious enough for him to get drafted just because. And I think that's what people have to really be cognizant of. Will teams take on the headache? He got, no matter how we shake it, it's gonna appear, and they're gonna investigate. Why is he not on his college team? A star player leaving their college team, and nobody even knows why. People gonna want to know why. So they're gonna have to ask Leach. They're gonna ask the other coaches, and they be like, "Man, he a headache or something like that." What's gonna happen then? Is he gonna get drafted? Can you rely on this guy? I mean, you really got to ask that question. So I think he's done at Mississippi State, but he really needs to get with an image consultant and send up there try to see if he even gonna be able to get a shot in the league, even if he don't get drafted.
Hey,
that's real.
But real talk though, I was looking at that cake container up on top of Kendrick's shelf, right? And I was getting strong Thanksgiving vibes from it. Okay, like I could see that being like a chocolate cake or like some type of bundt cake or rum cake or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And quite frankly, or a jelly cake. And right about now, like that would be delicious. But we gonna have to wait until Thanksgiving. Maybe when I go to my auntie house, they'll have some chitlins or whatever. last year they didn't clean the chitlins right. There's a little doo-doo up.
People still cook those?
Hey, look, man, I know you ain't about to go on this hotel rant about how chitlins, the white.
I'm just joking. I love chitlins. I don't know what you're talking about. I love chitlins.
You see, my brother, when you think like a slave, did you eat the slave food, my brother?
No, I know a lot of people say they don't even like just, since we all black people here, a lot of folks don't even like cooking chitlins anymore because they too cumbersome to make.
Hey, look, I made some, what you call them things? I made some hog maws one time. But
Lord.
It could have been better because I wish, what you got against hog maws?
I don't eat that.
Hog maw.
Well, I can't eat it if I could.
Hog maws. I like hog maws because they kind of like chitlins, except they have more, a better texture. Okay, but whatever. All right, you only got.
We being real black right now.
We only got like 15 minutes left. Okay.
Well, I gotta get my answer.
All right. So yeah, Sunshine Pumper. What's up?
Don't call me that. Don't call me out my name.
What?
Oh my God, man!
Highland, man, you about the offendedest person on this podcast, man. You don't have Derek safe space.
So set the timer for 5 minutes. Go ahead, AJ.
Okay, I ain't said nothing to 5.
Set your timer for 15 minutes, because that's how long you talk sometimes. That's how long it sounds.
Man.
I'm gonna be quick and to the point because we don't have a lot of time. I mean, there were some things I wanted to say, a response to what all of you said, but I do feel like it's over at Mississippi State. I do not feel like Leach is going to let Colin come back to the team. So the chapter of Colin Hill at Mississippi State is officially closed. Do I feel like he would do good in the pros? I think he has some ability and he could make a team. What I would like to see him do is transfer and play college ball somewhere else, either another, FBS team, because he can graduate and transfer and play immediately. Or if he did go to an HBCU, he said himself on social media that if he went to an HBCU, it would be Alcorn. But I would like to see him play another year of college football just to go out better. You don't want to end your senior year on a whimper.
True. Fair enough. So who should start at QB now? Derek, who was the guy that won like the little QB competition thingy thing who got the belt this week?
Some walk on dude. Like,
I mean, at this point,
I mean, we ain't got, but like we done lost 2 of a quarterback, so.
I mean, so far we got KJ Fake News Costello, and we have what the other guy name is, not Gardner Minshew. Okay, so can't really hurt, but who should start? Realistically, is either gonna be Will Rogers, who went to the same high school as Gardner Minshew. I feel contractually obligated to mention that every time I say his name. Or KJ Costello. I'm gonna go to Jeremiah first on this one.
I think Leach is who should start probably Will Rogers, but I think he's gonna go with KJ because I think he honestly don't want to start Will Rogers versus Alabama. Now, as somebody said, if he's supposed to start against Vandy, he should start this game. But I think he's gonna go with KJ. If KJ plays like he's done the past couple games, he won't last long. He'll probably give him a couple series, and then Will be the guy. But I don't think he wants to throw Will out there versus Alabama first. I think that's just, he's just probably afraid he'll get shook. And he want to protect him because he's going to be outstarted long term, I feel. But at the same time, I think he's going to throw KJ out there because he don't want to mess him up. So it should be Will, but it'll probably be KJ.
I mean, yeah, KJ probably going to go out there and throw a bunch of picks, but I'm still not sold on this whole Will Rogers thing because nobody's told me what he did other than go to the same high school as Gardner Minshew.
Go look up his stats, man. Go look up his videos. You can see.
High school. I'll say this about Will Rogers.
College kids get recruited based off what they're doing in high school, Jeremiah. Don't say high school. That's how these kids get recruited.
All right, have you ever talked to guys who played college ball? The first thing they're going to say when you start looking at highlights, anything, that's high school. It don't mean nothing. So you have to look at things like that.
You can't get a scholarship.
So I'll say this about Will Rogers and why I think he's a better fit for what we're doing. Yes, he did play in a similar scheme. Now, he went to the same high school as Gardner Minshew. You say that because, in a sense, he played in a similar scheme, so he understands what Coach Leach wants. He has a quicker release. One of the problems that KJ has, he's a little slow on the trigger. He sits in the pocket. Will Rogers doesn't do that. I think that's caused a lot of the problem with the offense, timing, the sacks. A lot of that is on KJ. Now, I will say, I was talking to someone last weekend who played D-line in college, and they said one of the reasons we're having issues with offensive line, people have talked about the splits, and he said the reason that's an issue is it pretty much is barbecue chicken for defensive linemen. So it ain't all our linemen fault. You come with those splits, they're going to just destroy you. So it isn't all our offensive linemen's fault. Some of that is coaching. Now, back to the thing about Will Rogers. He has a quicker release. He is willing to run a little more. I still go back to that play with KJ where he ran like 3 yards past the line of scrimmage and still threw the ball when he was literally at the first down. It's like those type of things. I was done with him.
Self-awareness.
Y'all like, man, this dude too scary. So, but I think Will Rogers is a better fit because I think he's going to do more what Leach wants, and we at least can get to where we can get 24 points a game. Truth be told, if our offense can score 24 points a game, I think we would upset Auburn. Now, Georgia and Alabama, of course, no. But I think we can beat Auburn and beat the rest of the teams on our schedule if we can get to 24, 28 points. And then next season we'll probably see more games. So I think Leach has more to work with. So I don't think we'll have the same curve as Leach had in previous years. Say what?
I say wrap it up.
Timer.
Yeah, wrap it up. But like I said, maybe Derek was on, so we should have said 15 minutes. Anyway, but let me go ahead and go to Ken. Ken, same thing for you. Who should start? Why? Because we so funkified. Okay.
I'm still on last week's thing, man. But like somebody else just mentioned, we only have 2 scholarship quarterbacks right now. If we have a backup on walk on, it's either you. This season doesn't count, right?
Something like that.
What counts?
Not toward eligibility.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right, that's what I'm saying. So I done said all that, and I could just cut it short right there. I said this last week. Go ahead and get your boy a clipboard. Or let him do it. Go ahead and start his thing. Let him do whatever he wants to do. He can come in as a backup. But let's roll with the freshman, since he'll be a freshman next year too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just ride with him. Go, dude. Take off. And you can't say he's not ready or ain't gonna be ready or he's not this that. He's not in the game. Like I've had this thing where when I was coaching at another school, I've got kids that are in college right now. And when I was there, I'm like, dude, I need him in the game. The coach would take him out. Say, no, put him in now. Like, we weren't playing for a championship. I knew we weren't playing for a championship. I'm like, get this kid in the game. Like, they're at colleges, but I'm thinking they could have been, at another level with that one extra year. But, they're still at, I got one at D1 right now. Then I got a couple of JUCO kids and all that. But they wouldn't let me put them in early. I'm like, dude, we're not playing for the title. We're about to be 1-5 today. What do we, you know what I'm saying? Why am I trying? Okay, let me salvage this. You can't salvage this season. Is it Will Rogers? That's like, is that the
Will Rogers? Is
that like the sausage or something? It's something. What cowboy? Cowboy. That's what Will Rogers was.
Will
right?
Rogers. I think he's a country singer too, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's something about cowboy stuff. But anyway, put him in there. Let him ride it out. And be through with it. KJ, man, thank you. Appreciate it. You going to purge everybody else? Purge him. You know what I'm saying? It's over with.
The purge.
All right. So, believe it or not, we actually kind of sort of have a little bit of extra time. So, I guess that means we get to talk about what we think are actually going to happen.
Wait. I didn't answer my question. How you trying to me again, dude?
Oh, okay. I about to say we got a little time for the Bulldogs.
I know Jeremiah took forever, but good grief.
We got a little time for the Bulldogs and the pros.
As far as what was the question?
All right. The question is who's – well, I thought you did talk about who's going to be starting.
No, I didn't. Jeremiah went first, took forever. We all Methuselah over here because of that. And then, but I feel like –
still shorter than any of your rants.
I understand. Excuse me?
No, he ain't say nothing.
Your rants.
He ain't say nothing.
I take issue with what you said about, we're gonna mess Will Rogers up. Why should we care? Why should you care? Because at this point, Will Rogers is gonna play anyway. He's gonna play anyway because KJ's gonna stink it up. So it doesn't matter if he starts or comes in for KJ. He's gonna face that Alabama defense. You bench KJ, roll with Rogers, thank him for his record-breaking performance in Week 1 against LSU, and we roll with Rogers. And also, if you want to play him, Justin Stolberg, the guy who won the belt.
You had to throw that in there, huh?
Why? I mean, at this point, why?
I would like to throw something at you right now too, but unfortunately, virtual reality doesn't allow me to do that. Technology isn't available for me to do that right now to you. So,
right. So if you're just joining us, it is 10:53 in the AM, and this is Perspectives. I'm joined here by my co-hosts, Derek Thomas, Jeremiah Short, and Kendrick Vivians. And so Derek, you know what? KJ Costello might have a breakout game, and then next week he will be like, my ninja F what you say, ain't no more playing KJ. So you just put out there.
Yes, hopefully he don't have any after parties if he plays well against Bama.
Yeah, it might want to lay off the
play well against. Never mind.
Lay off the chicken wings.
Are we gonna pick the games?
Yes, we are. So first game.
Keep a tally this week too.
Number 5 UGA versus Kentucky. You know what? I thought when I was doing the pick 'em, I struggled with this one a little bit because I feel like Georgia is one of them choke artist teams, and they do one inexplicable loss per year, and this might be it. They're kind of like Clemson used to be, where Clemson was always a dark horse to win the national championship, but they never actually did it back under like the Bowden dude or whatever. So this might be it. Might be it. Derek, what about you? How you feeling about that game?
Georgia.
UGA, all right. Jeremiah.
Kentucky's too one-dimensional to beat Georgia.
I guess. Kendrick Vivians, who is now outside.
I'm full. GA.
Georgia and a sweep.
All right. Wait a second. What the guy name is from the Tiger King? Joe Exotic. The Joe Exotic Bowl. LSU versus Auburn. Here, kitty. You can't get this taste in a zoo. All right. So, LSU looked damn good against South Carolina last week, but it was also South Carolina, and Auburn been looking like they want to choke in every game this season. I think that I actually grew a pair of nads, and I picked LSU to win this game. What the Hades is that? Anyway, bruh. All right.
Exit streets.
There's like 3 million cops out here. I don't know what's going on.
Folks coming to get you, Arthur.
And a bunch of people with like political banners and stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. All right, so I took LSU. Jeremiah.
I got LSU. I think this is where a team with talent that kind of starts to show. I mean, this is what you probably would have seen from LSU earlier if they had a spring and things like this. So I go with LSU.
All right, Derek Thomas.
Tigers, LSU Tigers.
All right, Ken.
I'm going LSU.
LSU in the sweep.
All right, so Ole Miss, Moneybag U versus Vanderbilt. All right, I said hotty toddy, gosh almighty, who the Hades are we? Jeremiah.
Ole Miss.
Derek.
The Rebels.
And Ken Vivians.
Blam, 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 blam. Who the heck gives a...
Ole Miss in the sweep.
All right. Now, for the game of the week.
The game of the week for real?
I feel like what was it? Bring It Down the House Master gonna sell us tomorrow. Mississippi State versus number 2 Alabama.
Oh, we already picked the game.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, let me get a question before you start getting picks.
Okay.
Can we just pick on how bad or how?
We should say they gonna cover.
Right. That's what. Can we just pick that instead of like?
The
Hey,
spread is what 31 points still, right?
Jeremiah, how many touchdowns we gonna lose by?
3.
Okay.
Who said 3?
Jeremiah.
I'm the only person who's, but yeah.
Derek.
We're gonna lose by 4 touchdowns.
All right, bad boy, baby. Andrew Vivian.
Oh, all right. Listen, I'm going 24 points.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right, and
I'm going between y'all. 24.
Write this down, okay? Write this down. 6-3 Mississippi State. Bad boy, baby. 40-year anniversary.
That's right.
40
down.
Bad boy, baby. All right, we got
Thank you for noting that.
I tell you what, you know what I'm gonna do, AJ? I'm gonna go to the beach and I'm gonna write it in the sand.
We got 2 minutes left. Well, 1 minute left, actually. All right, Arkansas, TAMU. Jeremiah.
Arkansas.
Derek.
Aggies.
Ken.
Woo! Woo! Pig suey.
I guess. Gig of Maggies. Mizzou, Florida. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Okay. Jeremiah.
Florida.
Derek.
Mizzou.
Ken.
Florida.
Florida. Okay. So, that brings us to the end of Brexit.
But who you picking?
Who am I picking? I said the Gators.
He chunked.
Oh.
He chunked.
All right. So, that brings us to the end of Breakfast with the Black Dogs. I hope y'all enjoyed the topics, or at the very least, watching us eat. It's like sports entertainment meets a mukbang, okay? You got to see cheese all on my beard and stuff like that. There's a joke behind that, but it's above me. How big of an L will we take versus Alabama? Will Kylan Hill tweet that he misses brothers? Is the purge over? It is Halloween after all. Will there be a nightmare in Bryant-Denny Stadium? And can we beat Vandy? Better yet, I just hope we can win a game. Find out this and more on the next Black Dog Sports Podcast.
Go Tigers.
Great day to be a horn.